What is a ribbon cutting? A ribbon cutting is a celebration. It's a celebration of now, but in this case, it's also a celebration of the past and everything that brought us to this point today. Proverbs 13:12 reads, "A longing fulfilled is a tree of life." That's what we're here for today. The Tree of Life Education Center offers programs including men's support, the Giving Tree Shop, which we're in right now. And we'll get into more detail about this. When I took the original tour here, it's so touching what this room means. And so many people in the community probably don't know about this, but we're going to work to change that. This room is what Christmas is all about. Amen. The one-on-one parent education, they do that. Education outreach for 5th to 12th grade students. First Steps, which allows people to earn as they learn, and so much more. The crazy thing about this, the services that are provided here are absolutely free of charge. That's incredible. Their mission is to serve, support, and strengthen families. As I said, all services are free and include parent education, free ultrasounds, free pregnancy testing, and much more. Since August of 1993, when the first board of directors met, they have continued making huge strides, including, and I don't know if you've all seen it or not yet, but this beautiful 12,000 square foot addition. So we are so honored to be here today. The chamber is always going to be here for you. You know that. Now, I would like to introduce a couple of people, and they can say whatever they want to say. Just look right into that camera. That's the one. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Nallman, Executive Director.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, chamber members, friends of our ministry, partnerships that we celebrate today with. This is my honor to be here with you. Without all your help and support in our community, our pregnancy center could never have gotten to this point. You see, we are in a building that life wasn't honored. And when we purchased this building, what was here left. And in this building, we demonstrate life through our ultrasounds. We save babies, we give hope, and we seek out transformation of families to be strengthened and supported. We continually cut grass when we bought this property. It's just under 2 acres. And I said, what are we doing? We need to do more for the families of our community. And I have this awesome man of God behind me, and I told him I was going to call him out. So I want all of you to know that Mr. John Herrig, a member of our board, the guy who helped me get the building, the original building, has donated all of his time to build this beautiful Tree of Life Education Center.
Chris and Dan have said a lot in reference to what this is all about, but 20-some plus years ago or more, I came to the resolution that we were missing the boat as far as trying to create and retain our family core. That the family core was being broken down, the morals of the family core were being lost. And in light of that, I thought, how can I benefit or help? And it took about, well, up to maybe 15, 20 years before I sold the building to Clarity Clinic, the original, which was 2620, 700 square feet with a full basement. And then Chris asked me to be on the board, which I volunteered and I was more than receptive to doing. But in light of all that, there's more to be accomplished. And I think God has ministered to me as to what my needs were in this whole package or situation. It was to come forth and provide a unity for families so that we could engage both the wife or the gal that might be pregnant to incorporate her husband into the package of being part of the family so that we could take a step further and help maintain the continuity of family through this whole period. And that's what this is all about in my mind's eye. And in light of that, we welcome any and all of you to spread the word, because that's where it's at. When I joined back in 2016 and sold the building to Chris and the board, I did not realize what Clarity Clinic was all about. But today, I'm sure I do not know all the effects of it yet, but it's really grown and it's become a tremendous asset to the community here that, in light of awe, is gone one step further and produced what we needed for a community. So God bless
Thank you.
Clarity Clinic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just want you all to know that even despite the pandemic, our pregnancy center has been faithful to serve clients and have curbside pickups for people that are in our program. We have continued to provide ultrasounds and things throughout that. But before the COVID pandemic hit, we gave out over 26,000 baby items that parents earned in our program. This year, we are going to be already over 10,000 baby items that parents have earned. And in August, before we started moving our staff over to this area, we had about 45 active First Steps clients. With an active construction site, you can imagine how difficult it is to have clients in the building, and specifically children. And we are now at over 120 active clients in our First Steps program. So imagine that. That's 120 families in our community, and it's not just Dubuque. Just last week, we had a couple, a dad and a mom, that came from 2 hours away with their little guy. And because we now have the space to safely social distance, the place to have a fatherhood program, the place to meet one-on-one with grandparents and parents, honestly, this is all about family and supporting them. And we didn't call this room the Giving Tree by mistake. We even have teams of volunteers that faithfully come every single week and wash all the clothes and process everything. People continually give in-kind donations through diapers and formula and things that you wouldn't even think about. They get dropped off faithfully, and it sustains so many families. It blesses so many families. We are going to continue to grow this. I anticipate by the end of 2022, we will be very easily at over 200 families in our community that we will support. And, you know, we are a 501c3 that is 100% donor supported. And we are so honored to just trust God for what comes through our doors to support us. And all of you that are here celebrating with us today have been hugely instrumental in keeping our doors open. And we have raised $225,000 towards this project, but this is a $1.5 million project, and we have a long way to go. And we are trusting God for that support. Just like our clients trust us with the support that they get for their family. So I want to thank all of you for being here today. And just hopefully as you come through as guests of our event, you will learn more about our ministry from all of our team. And I couldn't do this without them. So thank you so much for joining me today.
We have a couple more speakers that we're going to get to, but I was in radio for 40 years. I started with the Chamber in January of this year. And Chris was the first person I saw. And I remember going into that meeting thinking, God, I hope she doesn't ask me anything about the Chamber, because I don't have a clue. But what I want you to touch on, and this was the most moving thing for me, let's talk about quickly this room and the experience that you offer to parents in need.
Oh, it's hard to put it in words, but we have women that come to us that might be pregnant, 10 weeks pregnant, and it could be a product of rape. We have people that are willing to travel 2 hours away to come here because getting these items sustains them. It helps them to buy groceries, and especially right now with the economy the way it is, there's even parents that work that are finding it hard to put food on their table, but by having diapers and formula, it's keeping their children sustained. Can you imagine what it would be like for the 120 families we currently have if they weren't able to earn points to get diapers weekly, baby clothes, first aid kits? I mean, can you imagine? Where would they go? We're the only entity in the city of Dubuque that offers the free medical services. Mercy Maternal Health and Unity Point refer all clients that don't have support to us. We help them to find insurance. You will see today that there's other organizations in our Classroom B that are here to celebrate with us today, and we want you to know who we are helping and how they're helping us. I think having this place is going to build a stronger community of local 501c3 organizations that serve families, and we should know what each other are doing, because all of us are overworked and doing so much that we never get the time to know, oh, they got that new thing they're doing. And you know, we want to know what each other's doing so that we can support the same families and clients and be a pipeline of support to hold their hand until they get to that next place. So this room, without this room, I don't honestly know where they go. I know a mom that has gotten all her children's Christmas toys for her children so far through this giving tree. Someone else's used toys, but in great condition. Some people donate things that are brand new, and that's a blessing because sometimes they never get anything that's brand new.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce Dennis Rima. Because I was told to.
Tell me I had to talk.
Did somebody find his elf hat? He had to be on camera with an elf hat. Oh.
My elf hat?
Well, okay, you don't have to wear the elf hat. Come on.
Yeah, well, thank you everybody for coming. My name is Dennis Rima. I am the development director here. But everybody calls me Rima, so don't feel bad.
Okay.
But it is Rima. But anyway, this is just so wonderful. The old guy on the staff. I've been here 14 plus years, and of course I do the fundraising, and to see this building here, it's just heartwarming for me to see how hard Chris has worked and the efforts John's put in, and Charlie. Our board has just been fantastic in supporting us in this project, and there's something about Chris that I just admire. Sometimes it gets to be interesting because she's a visionary. So when we were over on Asbury, we thought that there were some people approached us about building another clinic up in Platteville. And of course we were trying to work at getting that one in order over there on Asbury, and she said sure. So here we go. So now I'm going up to Platteville and trying to raise money up there to help them. And then we get them settled and so on, and then I try to take a breath and she says, we need to get our own building. So then John gets us this building, so I'm like, oh my gosh, so we do a capital campaign on this building and we're working on that. And then she says to me, we need more room. So now we got another $1.5 million expansion. So she's a visionary, and she just looks at me and says, you can do it. Okay, so we're trying to just continue to raise money. We got such wonderful donors and we're so blessed. So I want to thank all of you, because as I look around, so many of you are donors to what we do and supporters, and we couldn't do it without you. And yeah, I get moved by the help that we're giving these people. I mean, there's so many families that need our help, and now that they know we're here, and more hopefully will know we're here, we can continue to really step up and just continue to help people do what needs to be done so they can provide Christmases and things like the little girl sitting there reading her book, I mean, that's what we do. That's what we're all about. So, and it was interesting because in our old building, the ladies all had to, our pregnant moms all had to go down steps and up steps, and we just prayed that nobody would fall, so now they can come right in the door, no steps or anything, and that's just such a blessing. And then sometimes they'd come for their class and they'd bring their 2-year-old with them, and we had no place for him. The 2-year-old was just kind of hanging around in our boutique, kind of getting into things and so on, which those are kids. And you might have saw the beautiful kids zone we got now, the toy room for them to play in. So, wow, this is amazing. This is all amazing. And when you get wonderful support, you get great people that support you in what you do from all over. I think of Brian and Kelly Uhlenkamp from Edgewood, who support us all the way from an hour away. And I go speak at a lot of churches, and I go all the way I was up to Waukon. Waucon's a long way from here. And Waukon is 3 parishes. Waukon, Dorchester, can't even think of the other little town up there, but Dorchester's 8 miles from the Minnesota border. And those 3 little parishes up there donated $10,000 for us. So that's the kind of support. People really believe in helping the unborn child. They believe in helping families in need. So that's what makes me come to work every day. It just vitalizes us. I mean, it just gives us the energy we need when people say, you know, keep up the good work, we're behind you. So we just want to thank everybody. Without you, we couldn't do it.
And Charlie Hollinson, the board chair, did I say your name right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Just sit down.
And she didn't tell you about the walk-on location?
That'll probably be next.
Wow.
That'll probably be
Thanksgiving.
next, yeah. Good point, Sully.
I've been involved in this ministry for a decade, and I have stories. And if you want to hear them, catch me in the hallway later, if I'm not gonna. But we love Dubuque. There's a need here. When I came to Chris to begin with, she talked about how we were getting education programs in the school, because it makes a lot more sense to tell the kids, you don't have to do that. You don't have to create the problem. And amazingly, when you say that to the kids, they listen. And so we've stopped problems. The biggest thing our clients say is how much they feel loved. And part of that is the tangible material support coming out of this room. My first memory of this building was driving by and seeing people on the sidewalk, and they were praying. A couple of them were, I don't know if any of the rest of you were involved, a couple of them were here and they've gone on, but that's the thing that started this. They prayed, Planned Parenthood said we're leaving. They could not support a business in this building. We've outgrown the building. We don't charge anything. And we're seeing the community helped. We're with the classrooms now, we have the capability of teaching people life skills so that they end up with an abundant life, so that they end up in a situation where they not only can keep the baby, we teach them how to have the baby, how to take care of the baby all the way through. And I just marvel at how the Lord has brought the right people, Dennis, Chris, John. When a need has come up, the right person has been here. And I look at this as God's work, and I'm just thrilled that we can be a part of it. So thank you all for being here.
Brenda? Thank you, by the way, too. I would be remiss if I did not thank the ambassadors for being here today. They make this thing run, so God bless you.
Even Bob?
Even Bob. Even Bob.
Well, on behalf of the Dubuque Chamber, we'd like to both congratulate you and thank you for your continued investment in the community with this beautiful center. Your benefits for the Chamber continue with your ribbon cutting being featured on Radio Dubuque, Town Square Media, and Queen Bee Radio. Awesome. And your photos from today will be on the Chamber's social media pages, as well as in the Business Times and Julian's Journal. So I'd like to present you with this plaque, courtesy of Creative Touch Gallery and designed by Ron Tigas at Digital Dubuque, to commemorate today.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So much. Wow, it's my honor to receive this, and on behalf of the ministry, it is truly a dream fulfilled to be standing in a new place called the Tree of Life that will help many family trees for generations to come and support legacies of families. That's what this is all about. Not just us, but the ones behind us that have shown us the way, and the ones before us that we'll pour into. So thank you so much for all that you have done to come alongside of us today. We really appreciate it.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
We get to cut the ribbon. And for anybody who goes back and watches this later, that thing about TV adding 10 pounds, it's 25. Need you to know that.
Don't tell me that.
You don't have to worry about that. All right, now, anybody that you'd want in the photo, if everybody can come back this way.
Get up here.
Yeah.
No, we're just addressing.
I think we should
Yes, please. Come on over.
let's get in here.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll have Bob hold that in. We'll have you hold this end. And then what we do, after we cut it, we cut little pieces up that we can give to some of the guests. So they have a little momentum. So, we're going to do 2 pictures. The first picture is the beauty shot, they like to call it, where you don't actually cut the ribbon. You just, yeah. What did you say?
Grip and grin.
Grip and grin, there you go. So, for the rip and grin, okay, we're good. Now this one, we're going to count to 3. And we're all going to smile. And we're all going to say the tree of life. And then you'll actually cut the ribbon.
Okay.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Tree of life! Nice. All right, now this piece you can keep. And this piece, and I'll cut into smaller sections, and then if any of the children or any guest want a little piece, I always need an
Come get
assistant for
one.
this. And watch, I'll do it with my eyes closed.
They're sharp.
They really are sharp.
The little baby's holding them all.
Cut his finger.
And
There
last
you
one.
go.
All
Good
right.
job, guys.
There, here. There you go.
Awesome.
Yes. Enjoy it.
Grab it.
Hey, keep that one.
Anybody else?
Grab
A
one.
piece of ribbon? Oh, you're so sweet. All right, anybody else?
Thank you. Yeah, they need a Bev needs one.
There you go.
Thank you, this young lady.
All right.
Anybody else wants to look? Sully?
Give one to Father.
I'm learning. I got more syrup for me.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all for being here, and thank you for what you do.